Mr. President, the Europeans will be asking for our help before too long. Yes, sir. I'll take care of it. Just ain't right. We shouldn't have to beg for help from anyone. Premier Romanov's got that whole continent shaking in their boots. Romanov sending his bulldog General Vladimir in for our air bases. His forces are romping through the country like an angry bull at the Texas rodeo. At 0500 this morning, we detected a large force of Soviet tanks assembled near the Air Force Academy at Colorado Springs.
Sir, urgent transmission from Agent Tanya in the field.
It looks like the commies have captured the academy, General.
Well, why the devil did you wait till now to contact us? We can't let Vladimir take that air base.
With all due respect, sir, we've been a little busy.
Commander, get Tanya out of the hole she's dug for herself and make her useful, would you? I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
The heck?
We seem to have lost Tanya's transmission. Go to it, Commander.
Greetings, you all, and welcome back to Command & Conquer Red Alert 2. What a hilariously unprofessional operation we're running here. But that's alright. We shall let ours... I've made a grave error, haven't I?
I've located a group of Rocketeers in Colorado Springs. They're ready to move in on our orders.
Thank you, Eva. I'm glad that someone here is looking out for me, because if left to my own devices, failure is inevitable. Tanya is a very talented individual, but up against a vehicle, she's no good. Well, up against boats, she's alright. It's a bit strange. She forgets she has the C4 charges sometimes. It happens. She's getting on a bit at this point in the war. I don't actually know the time scale of these things, but technology's progressed a bit. The Tanya must be getting quite old by now. It's easy to forget these things. Anyway, we have the Rocketeer. Behold, they can fly. They are familiar to the jumped jet infantry from Tiberian Sun. Ooh, does that mean they're gonna land if I stop moving them around? No, these guys hover indefinitely. Infinite fuel in these bad boys. You know what else we've got? Crates. Crates that actually look like crates. It's incredible. I've never seen such technology. I also don't know what this crate does. Let's find out together.
Unit armor upgraded.
I was not expecting that. I did not even know that was an option. Let's use hotkeys. Let's neglect everyone else. So, Rocketeers are going to have a very easy time with this mission, as you can imagine. The fact that none of these enemies can shoot upwards. The conditions for firing on a Rocketeer is the same as the conditions for firing on aircraft, which doesn't make much sense, because last I checked I could point my gun upwards. But not in this world. Being an airborne unit, they are incredibly hard to kill, unless you have the correct weapon, in which case they drop like flies. Hey, look, the correct weapon. Fortunately, they have their own personal escort. Here she is. And she's a very chipper lass. Give her some encouragement. And she acknowledges I'm her boss. I was told you were going... Ooh, dearie me. I was told you were going to be objectionable, but you've actually been quite nice. That's not where we want to stand. You would have thought that people would know not to stand in range of the only weapon that can shoot back. Without me having to tell them otherwise, but you'd be wrong. Also, these are some very elite units that are coming my way. Right, that's a lot of bodies. Wish I could zoom in. The bodies are decaying rather fast. An odd place. Maybe it's snowing very heavily and they're just getting buried. Hard to tell. Alright, we found the charges. We can blow up this flimsy looking thing. Also the Soviets who have taken over our base. they don't quite know how to use the harvester. It's beyond them. Which is understandable, because it's quite a complex beast in this game. You'll see. I could have captured that, couldn't I? Ooh. There's quite a lot of tempting capture targets in here. Guys. Calm me down now.
Building reinforcements have arrived.
And realistically, I want this. I'm going to be in low power, but I want this.
Training.
So I can build more engineers.
New construction options. Building captured. Low power.
Never mind.
On hold. New construction options.
You heard my plight, you sent my answer. So what is this Temple of Nod type structure?
Building captured.
Why do they... what?
New construction options.
Pray to the Air Force gods, what is this thing for?
Building captured.
Oh, never mind, it doesn't matter anymore. There she is, look.
Primary objective achieved. New construction.
What was the purpose of that cinematic? Why was it recorded? How did the actress feel when it was recorded? Well, my plane's gone. What, did you bomb something? Well, you didn't do very well, did you? Look, come under my control, we'll sort this out. And everything will be fine. This is the first time I've had a base, so we can actually talk about things. What have we got in the base? We got power plants. They give power. We got buildings. They drain power. That's bad.
Aircraft reporting.
They sound cooler than I remember.
Destination.
Construction complete.
Weird thing to get distracted by, I know, but there we go. This is the Allied Harvester. This is ore. It must be harvested. What does the Allied Harvester do that's so special? It's a chrono harvester. That means it makes use of the incredibly expensive and rare chrono technology for the rudimentary task of moving ore. It's probably not worth the R&D that went into it, I'll be honest with you. A regular truck would have done. It seems to work for the Soviets. What have the Soviets done? Well, they found a truck, made it bigger, and put a weak gun on it. The Soviets are more practical, trust me. So what units am I going to use for this mission? Not got a clue, but I'm going to call in an airstrike, just so we can see how effective it is. And I'm just going to build a random mismatch of everything.
Unit ready.
Yeah, that seems to work.
Unit ready.
So we've seen the Rocketeers a bit. These are the bombers, they have names. Don't know what they are, can't build any more of them. Should have done my research a little bit, I just call them the bombers. I'm a simple chap, alright?
Unit ready.
But you get introduced to a few more units. We've seen the GIs, we've seen the immortal attack dogs, we've seen the almighty pillbox.
Unit ready.
And you've seen Tanya mow down hundreds, if not thousands, of infantry without breaking a sweat.
Unit ready.
Realistically, then we've got a couple of ways we can end this mission. We can just brute force our way down the front door with tanks. We can go for strategic hit and run and harvester camping. It doesn't really matter what we do. I don't think we're going to lose, I'll be honest. So I'm going to call in a bombing strike on this flak camp. No, that's stupid. I'm going to use this as an explanation chance.
Unit promoted.
Just to look at some of the Soviet units. That seems more prudent. So the Soviets have a tank of their own. Here it is. And the Soviets have these transportational vehicles that also are loaded with flak cannons. Flak cannons being an anti-air device.
Unit lost.
I probably shouldn't waste my irreplaceable units.
Building.
That would be the bombers. But you know, I'm not really paying that much attention right now. It's level 2. I should focus more. Let's try and be efficient. What can we do here? Looks like we can knock the power out if we go around the back, or at the very least we can disrupt the little campfire. That would be upsetting for them. I like the idea of upsetting my opponents. Why not?
New rally point established. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Now I see 2 flak cannons stop me from attacking.
Unit ready.
And my strategic mind says if I just ignore everything and go around the back,
Unit ready.
this whole area is completely unprotected. I see these barrels. Fortunately, I am airborne, and flames
Unit ready.
cannot go upwards.
Unit
I have now
ready.
made a hole in the back of the base for no discernible reason. Let's continue to fly over the walls. If anything, I've given my opponents greater mobility.
Unit ready.
Does someone consider that a mistake?
Unit lost.
Seems I was a little too cautious when it came to my approach in this mission. I could have just ran at them with all of my units.
Unit ready.
It seems to be working fairly well.
Unit ready. Unit
Not sure why
promoted.
everyone is waiting beneath me for them
Insufficient funds.
meet their end.
Unit promoted.
Maybe they've had enough of the war.
Pushing away. Right. Up and over. Got a steady flow.
Perhaps they're struggling to get to grips with their weaponry, and they are also unsure as to why they cannot point it upwards. I mean, there's lots of questions here, like why is the Harvester getting in on the fight? And what's this dog supposed to do against all these tanks? Did he just run into the back of that tank?
Unit lost.
That is a serious question. That dog ran in and seemed to just dive under a tank.
Unit lost.
Was he just giving up on life? It was a grim image.
Under attack.
I should probably save this thing, because I am going to run out of money, but, yeah, no, let's just go flat broke. It'll be more exciting that way. So as with the usual Command & Conquer games, we can Alt left-click to try and crush people. Always satisfying. The squish noise isn't quite the same, though. It's just then the same. The original Command & Conquer engine squish will never be topped. What is shooting at me? Oh, you. I see.
Unit
I'd rather you didn't do that. Yeah, it seems to have missed my opponent's attention, but I can shoot back at the anti-air. They're not
promoted.
invulnerable. Just because you're able to hit me doesn't mean you win.
Unit promoted. Unit promoted.
And by my accounts, if I destroy this barracks, this match is over. You can't produce any more units. So I've had a good time fighting with you. And I'm afraid you're finished. Unless you have another base. In which case this could be problematic because I don't have any money left.
Unit lost.
Wait a second. Just in case, just on the off chance, I am going to order my engineer to capture that refinery using the minimap. The enormous minimap. Seriously, I don't know why the minimap is so tiny in this game, but it is. And it could be even smaller if I was playing on a larger resolution. Let me just point that out.
Unit promoted.
This is going to be the least climactic ending to a mission you've seen. He is going to very slowly shamble his way across. In fact, while he's doing that, I'm going to scout. You don't usually get out of me, I'll be honest.
Reinforcements have arrived.
This has a red flag. It must fall.
Building captured.
Lovely stuff. Cheer for me, my men.
Mission accomplished.
Proclaim my victory. That's a good rank. Under par. I wonder if I'm going to do every mission under par. Which is impressive considering I'm not really trying yet. The time will come when I start to try. And then it will all come back against me. This lax attitude. It's not going to hold out. Maybe the next mission will be more difficult. I don't know. I'll continue with Allies. We'll do Allies mission number 3 in the next video. Hopefully you'll join me for that. And I shall see you then.